Hey y'all, welcome to the Style Chronicles. I thought I would share with you guys books that I'm reading as well as books that I'm reading to my daughter and a little bit of those things. So first up, let me tell you guys about the rat that's right there as well as the decals that are back there. I've started my Halloween decorating, so you will be seeing the little rat that is standing up on his hind legs right there, as well as the haunted house with the bats fluttering around it back there. That is part of how I decorate my houses with these wall decals. Now, I used to trace these little guys every year on black construction paper and cut them out. I would save some, but they get icky in my filing cabinet. So I used to trace them and cut them out every year, and I would spend a lot of time doing that. And then, getting the little cutouts and taping them to the walls and along floorboards in my house. And just kind of, weird areas that it would look like a rat would be. And this year I found these wall decals at Walmart, and they come, already pre-made and everything. So that is what I have done this year. I've taken those guys and done that. Now I put them, he is standing, that is where the backsplash for my, backsplash to my kitchen, that is where it ends. So he's standing on the ledge of the backsplash right there. You can't see it because it's white, because my kitchen's all white, but that's what he's doing there. And then there are several along my backsplashes in the kitchen. There's 2 in my kitchen. Then the haunted house with the bats fluttering around it. There are rats about that size along floorboards in different areas of my house. My dining room has 2. My breakfast room has 1. Bathroom, my bedroom has 1. The hallway has 1. So we kind of put them in different places, and it looks like they're kind of scuttering around the house. Scuttling? Whatever, they're scurrying. There you go, scurrying around the house. Okay, so that is what that is. I've gotten some questions as to what is on my walls, and that is the beginning of that. The other thing that I do is spider webs. I decorate my chandelier, my front door, a lot of the large pieces of artwork that we have in our house. I will spread some spider webs on just to make it look a little spooky. My kids love it. Alrighty, so with that said, let me get started on what I'm reading. This is The Inheritance. It is by Simon Tolkien. And interesting thing about this book is Simon Tolkien is the grandson of J.R.R. Tolkien, which if you're a book reader, if you recognize that name from, he wrote Lord of the Rings. Beautiful. Let me see, I'll show them. This is what Eva's been working on since we got home. She's been drawing. That is a beautiful drawing. Gorgeous. Thank you. Okay, so this is a book my husband read and suggested that I read because he said it was really, really good. It's about a historian who's found dead, and it's like the court case around that kind of, mystery. Very interesting. He said he liked it. Next up is Thomas Hardy's Tess of the D'Urbervilles. This is the unabridged version. If you read 50 Shades of Grey, you will know why I'm reading this. In 50 Shades, the author, Anastasia Steele, the main character, is an English major, and she refers to Thomas Hardy book a lot, the Tess. She gets, actually, Christian Grey gives her a old version, like a leather-bound original version of this book. And so throughout the book there's a lot of references to Thomas Hardy's book. So I picked that up to kind of challenge myself. And by challenge myself, I mean you can get these books in more modern day language, so it's easier to understand, or you can get them like this in the original language and it's a little bit more difficult. And that is a real brain challenge. If you have read 50 Shades, it's not very challenging, so to go from that to this is pretty neat. Gorgeous. Is that another one? No, that's the same one. Okay, I'll show it again. Beautiful. Okay, great job. Okay, next up, and I have had this for a couple months and I haven't started reading it yet because I keep getting more books to read. I've read All the Pretty Little Liars, caught up on that until the next one is released in December. Just gave my sister the last book to read, so she's starting that one. I read all of the Hunger Games trilogy and I love those. Those were really good. So I was just kind of flopping around, getting ready to start one of these, and then in my Pop Sugar must-have box, I got this one, The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. And this is being released as a major motion picture. Why would I even say that? Because it says up here, now a major motion picture on here. It's being released as a movie pretty soon. So I was excited to get the book, first of all, because I love books, I love to read, and then because it's, a movie, and I like to read the books before the movie comes out. Well, In flipping through here, you will see, and when I first saw it, I kind of got discouraged because I thought, I don't know if I want to read a book that's written like that. Well, okay, this is a nice one. Here's another picture of it just drew.
That's my daddy.
That's your daddy? Wow, daddy has a big head. Okay. I got a little discouraged because I thought, I don't know if I want to read a book that's set up like this. And it's set up, and by set up I mean, you'll see chapter 1, here's the date. It says, Dear Friend, and it's a letter that is written to someone, and then it'll say, you know, love always, Charlie. And then the next date and the next letter that is written. And it's just all these letters that have been written by the main character to this person. And it's literally, I mean, this is a exchange, you know, a conversation. But it's all written in that kind of letter format. And I was a little discouraged because I thought I don't know if I can do that. But I have really gotten into it. And the past 2 nights read the first chapter. Really liking it. It is really good. It's about coming of age. It's about, you know, a kid that goes into high school. Oh, who's this? This is pretty.
That's my mommy.
Oh, that's mommy. Okay, that's pretty.
Daddy.
Oh, and that's daddy right here?
Dad, he has a big head.
Is mommy pink or is daddy pink? Which one's this one?
Daddy.
That's daddy? Oh, okay.
Right there, that's mommy.
Are these daddy's ears? They're big. They're like way out there. And there's mommy right there.
His hand.
Oh, thank you. You gave me some really nice hair. Thank you. I like that picture very much. Okay, so really interesting, like I said, and a good book so far. I honestly, in just the first chapter, would suggest this book to anybody who wants to read it because it's just, it flows so nicely and the storyline's kind of, it draws me in. Now, I'm not saying that the entire book is going to be that storyline. I'm not exactly sure yet where he is going with the storyline, but the storyline so far has drawn me in, and it's really, really good. So those are the ones that I am reading. The one that I have started, which I am sure I will be done with pretty fast. The one that I need to start, and then one that I have that I am challenging myself to read.
It's my brother.
Oh, you drew your brother. She drew her brother. There's the brother right there. Brother's up there. Wow, you gave brother some nice curly hair.
Thank
Gorgeous.
you.
Draw yourself. Where are you in the picture? Okay, these are the books that I am reading to my daughter as well as my son. Now, let me start by telling you, my daughter, the criteria for her to get a bedtime story is she has to bring home a smiley face stamp from school every day in order to have a bedtime story read to her. And I used to read just to read, you know, because that is what a parent does at night to their children. I would read, you know, books just to read her books. She goes to school now, and when she goes to school every day, she comes home with a conduct report. And on that conduct report, her teacher will stamp a smiley face or an unhappy face to let me know how her conduct for the day has been. That's a gorgeous picture of Eva right there. So that's our family portrait.
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
Me on my trip. With
you on your trip. Okay. And mommy and daddy and brother. Gorgeous. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me finish really quick, okay? Okay. So if she brings home a smiley face, she gets a story read. If she brings home an unhappy face, there's no books that we will read that night because that means that her conduct for that day, a sad face, sorry, if she brings home a sad face, that means her conduct for that day was not good. So, and her teacher knows that too. And it's just something that I started when she started going to school because I honestly, you know, she needs to understand that there's good conduct and there's bad conduct, and when you get bad conduct, there's consequences. So this is kind of one of those baby step, you know, ways of showing her that. It's not necessarily a punishment. She just knows that she's done bad. But I can tell you that in the, what are we going on, 2.5 months of school? In the 2.5 months of school so far, she is yet to bring home a sad face. She's like scared to get a sad face in school. And she'll tell me, I'm so terrified to come home with a sad face. So she's done pretty good. She's been read to every night. Yes, honey?
I put the picture up. And
all right, thank you. Okay, let me tell you what I'm reading. First up, we have Amelia Bedelia's First Day of School. Now, this is by Herman Parish. And Amelia Bedelia is one of those characters that my dad used to read to us about. So I remember it from when I was in elementary school. Okay, honey, I am busy, please, okay? And there's a whole series of Amelia Bedelia books, and they're just different adventures that she has. Now, this I bought because my daughter started school, so it was the first day of school. We read this kind of, we've read it a lot. And it's still in rotation because my daughter just loves it. I had thought I would put it away for a little while, and that's what I generally do. I rotate the books that we're reading so that nothing gets boring, but she has kept this in rotation. Next up is Goldilicious, which is part of the Pinkalicious collection, and this is by Victoria Kann. And it's just a story about basically Tooth Fairy, and that's, it's a good book, a really good book, and she loves it. Okay, you can take this too. Next is There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Fly by Sims Taback. And if you've ever heard the whole, the old lady that swallowed a fly story, it's a really neat little kind of, I don't know if it's a rhyme or a poem or like a folk song, but it's a book, and it's been done several different ways. This is just my favorite version of it. It's also another book that I remember my dad reading. Yes, I know. My dad used to read it to me, yes. So there's that one. And this one has kind of neat little cutouts. So you see the lady with her stomach has a hole because on this side she swallowed the fly. Her fly's in there. And, this, she swallowed a spider, so the spider's in her belly.
Catch the fly.
Yeah, she swallowed the spider to catch the fly, I know. Then, there's all the stuff that it all ends up in her belly, which is really, really just a really neat kind of way to do this. And so that's that one. Lastly, this one just came into rotation because it is seasonal. This is The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown by Charles M. Schulz. I'm sure everybody knows who Charlie Brown is. My husband is a Charlie Brown fanatic, so we've got Christmas decorations that are Charlie Brown, Halloween decorations that are Charlie Brown, and we've got every book for every holiday that's Charlie Brown. And I put them up, like the seasonal books. I pack them away with my Halloween stuff. My Christmas books get packed away with my Christmas stuff. That way, they're new every year. Every year when you're putting up your seasonal things, you've got a new book to read. And like this one, this says October 2010. It says Happy Halloween, love mommy and daddy. And I didn't put a name because I knew we would be having more than one child. But this initially was Eva's book. So just that, and that will be in rotation until the end of October. That is what I am reading to my kids and to myself. For now, I will share with you guys everything, as it changes in the future and what I pick up to read along the way. This one I'm pretty sure I'm going to be done with. If not by the end of the week, then certainly by next week, because it is really, really good. And then I'm going to pass it on to my sister to read because it's just a good book, a really good book. So that is that. Hope you guys are having a great week so far, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.